Hey everybody, welcome back to Pandemic Gaga's cooking show. So glad to see you once again. I love it when you come into my kitchen and share some time with me. Today we're going to make some really good cheese bread, and it's good with any of your Italian dishes or just as a side bread for whatever else. First thing you want to do is get a loaf of French bread. I forgot which country this came from. But we need a loaf. What I'm going to fix up will take care of this whole loaf. Okay? But because it's just Michael and myself, today I'm going to cut this in half. And then I will use the other later. I'm going to see if I can use this knife. So I'm going to put this half up, back in its bag. Now when you purchase this at the store, it's not sliced and it does not need to be sliced. But you will have to use it rather quickly because it's not going to stay over a few days. Now, let's see. First thing we're going to do is cut this in half. Well, let me get you some ingredients first, and then I'll move this rest out of the way. All right, we're going to need 4 green onions. Well, that one's kind of sad today. A nice bouquet of green onions. 4 green onions. We'll need a half of a cup of mayonnaise. We're going to need 3.5 cups of sharp cheese. Let's see, let me get my recipe. Oh, mercy. This is 3/4 of a cup of pepper jack cheese. I had to actually grade that one because I didn't see any at the store that was graded already. And then we need Parmesan cheese, half a cup of Parmesan cheese. We're going to need a tablespoon or a little less if you're not a big garlic fan, but a tablespoon of garlic powder. We're going to need, a half a cup of melted butter, or it can be less than that. Let's say 1/4 of a cup. 4 lines, half a stick of melted butter. We're going to need, let's see, 1/4 of a stick, the other half of the stick, just softened. And then I think that you're going to need a large mixing bowl. You're going to need your cookie sheet. And I think that is all. So the first thing we're going to do is push this out of the way a little bit. And we're going to take our bread and we're going to slice it in half. Not this way, but this way, okay? So just find you a spot where you want to start cutting and go to town on it. We have, and remember you should have the whole loaf for this recipe. But I'm going to put this on my cookie sheet. Move that out of the way. And then I'm going to take my melted butter, and this is a half of a tablespoon because it'll fit. This is the reason I use it. It will fit in this bottle. But I'm going to use a whole tablespoon of garlic, and I'm going to put that in my melted butter. So that's 1 tablespoon into half a stick of butter that's been melted. So we're done with this. Let me set this out of the way. And then I'm going to get, I love these brushes. I told you about them before, these silicone brushes. I really like to use these. They hold the liquid good, and they don't flake off. So I'm going to mix that up good. That melted butter and garlic. And I'm just going to sit this on here so I don't, maybe I won't make a mess on my cabinet, but I probably will. Y'all know me. In fact, let me get my towel. Gotta have my towel. Oh, dropped my towel. All right, I got it back. All right, here we go. Let me cough. Gotta get it all done. We're gonna take this melted butter and garlic, and we are going to brush this all over the bread. Brush this all over the bread. This will be our base. That butter will soak down in there really nicely and give it a yummy taste through and through. Have y'all been praying for our school teachers? I hope so. I hope so. And our students, oh my goodness. They're just having quite the adventure. But hey, people used to learn just at home. People used to go to a church house or a building, a little bitty building, and learn all, 8 grades in one building sometimes? Not one building, one room. So even though it's a hardship, some pretty good minds came out of those circumstances. I mean, good old USA came up with many, many inventions as a result of people who began their learning in situations like that. So they're going to be okay. We just got to give them a lot of hugs and kisses and pats on the back and tell them what a good job they're doing. And they are. You know, if the parents, the adults around them won't get all bent out of shape, they probably won't either. So there we are with that. We've got that coated on there nice. So let's get this out of our way. Now, let's set this over back here so I don't knock it off. Now we're going to put our cheese together, okay? And basically what I'm going to do is dump. I'm going to dump my Parmesan cheese. I'll read the ingredients back to you when we get done, okay? And our pepper jack cheese. And remember, if you can't find it in already shredded, just buy you a hunk and shred it yourself. Here's the little shredder I use. I've got a bigger one, but I found this a few years ago and I kind of like it because I don't do it a whole lot. And when I do it, I usually don't need much. And this thing is pretty nice. It's got 2 different, you just pull them out. It's got 2 different sizes. This is finer, this is a larger. And just wash it off, close it up, and it doesn't take up hardly any room. And so I use that quite often. So we have our pepper jack. We have our softened half stick of butter. We have 3½ cups of sharp. I'm just going to kind of mix that just a little bit. Get it going just a little bit. Now, let's set that aside for a second. Oh, I need my little chopping board back. I'm going to take these green onions, 4 green onions, We're going to see if we can do a little bit of chopping. I'm going to see if I can do all 4 of them at the same time. Knowing me, it won't work out. Chop them fine, very fine. Go on into the greens there. Don't get them too big, okay? I think that will do us. Now let's put these in here with our cheese mixture. That'll give it a little more flavor. Get that kind of separated just a little bit. That's all I'm doing there. And then we're going to add our mayonnaise, half a cup. This is like a binder. In other words, it's going to stick it all together. I'll put that in there. Have your oven heated to 350, okay? Now, here we go. Let's see what kind of stirring we can do on this. I hope you all have been doing well. I'm going to stand here and stir on this for a few minutes because we want to get this blended quite well. I do. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. I hope you're not worrying too much about, especially my Christian friends, about the state of our country right now. It's a concern. Absolutely. But we know who'll be here soon. His name's Jesus Christ. And I don't know how long this will last. I don't know when he's coming back. I know there's a lot of prophecy in the Bible that has been fulfilled. And pretty much all of it, just to be honest with you. But how long between events? I don't know. That's why the Lord tells us, just be ready. Just be ready. Continue being my child. Continue doing my work. Continue caring for others and also helping the widows and the orphans and fellow Christians and share Jesus Christ with others so they can be prepared. But we do know, I do believe that we know that according to Scripture, we are living, I put it in the end of the end days, the end of the last days. And it's a phenomenal time to live. Don't get scared. It's a phenomenal time to live because I believe before his coming that we're going to see a lot of movement out of him. We're going to see a lot of, I don't know, things that makes us nervous. If we'll get into our carnal minds, bodies, you know, we can get a little nervous, and that's understandable, absolutely understandable. But gee, just to know that finally all of the prophecies have, as far as I know, been fulfilled. And it's working toward, you know, the one world government and things like that that will come into place. It's like speeded up a lot this year. And so, at least to us humans, you know. And so, it's definitely something to think about, but he tells us what to do. When these events come around, he's been telling us since the get-go, since he left and ascended to heaven, that we need to be preparing ourselves, our families, the people that we are in contact with for the end times, for the return of Christ, for the rapture. And then, if you miss the rapture, it will be because that you have chosen not to accept Christ yet. And so, let me just say, if you're watching this after the rapture, and I know that's going to be silly to some of y'all, but if you happen to find this, it's not too late then either. Be much more difficult. But believe on the name of Lord Savior Jesus Christ, and your fate will be sealed in heaven. I hope you will. But until then, the Lord gives us instruction, and always has, on how children of God are to act and react to such things. And that is just to keep on loving Him. Keep on sharing Him. And rest assured that though it get turbulent here, we're going to be okay. And He's in control. Even when the world would have you think He's not. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Now, we have that mixed up quite well. Let me show it to you. It's thick. I'm never sure. There, I need to hold it back here maybe. It's never, it is thick. I mean, it's almost not quite dry enough to be made into like a cheese ball. I bet you could make that a cheese ball. Whoa! But it is very, very thick. And what we're going to do is, I'm just going to take a knife. Some of y'all have those fancy spreading knives and they're wider and stuff, or, like that. I don't. I don't. But what I do have is a knife. And you just spread this. If you look at it, it almost looks like pimento cheese, just to be honest. And you're going to want, like I said, this will take care of the whole loaf. But you're going to want to spread a good portion all the way across it. And come over here and get this one. And we will have our cheesy bread. Now remember, your oven is needs to be on 350. Needs to be preheated on 350. So just kick it on the moment you're getting ready to start making your cheesy bread. It'll be good and hot then. Now, see, that just went on that melted butter and garlic. And the rest of this will be for the second half. I'll just refrigerate this. I'll cover it and refrigerate it. And we'll use it again in a couple of days. When you get done cooking this, if you don't use it all, put it in a baggie, stick it in the fridge, and warm it up, with leftovers or something. That will be good. But let me pick up one of these. See? You see the bits of green onion in it and all. Smells delicious. And we're going to put this in the oven at 350, and we're going to cook it, I think it's 20 minutes. Let's see. Yes, 20 minutes. And let it cook for 20 minutes and then take a peek at it, and you'll know it'll be kind of bubbly. You can tell when cheese is done. It'll be a little bubbly and maybe getting little brown spots or whatever. And you can cook them. If you want it more brown, just cook it a couple more minutes, but keep a close eye on it. If you want it less brown, and check them in 18 minutes and go from there. But I hope you will enjoy this. And you can take this when you get done if you want to, and when it gets done cooking, and cut up into little bitty pieces, little links and all, and just serve it to your guests and have a big time, okay? Listen, I love you, and you know I do. So y'all have a good day, and we'll get back together next time, okay? Thank you for watching Pandemic Gaga's cooking show. Love to all.